Okay, Jay, why don't you tell us how you first decided to become a musician and how you happened to choose the piano?
Well, it started way back in Oklahoma. I'm from Muskogee, Oklahoma, and my sister, she had piano lessons, and folks was too poor to give me piano lessons. But nevertheless, I used to fool around on the piano a little, and after fooling around on the piano a little, I, you know, as you do it, then you forget about it. And I completely forgot about it until I got to college, and after I got to college, then I went out for football, and I didn't make it in football as well as I thought I would. And that same afternoon, some fellows was looking for somebody to play for a party, and they couldn't find nobody on the campus to play. And so one guy told him, he says, "Well, I know a guy up there that's one of these new guys in town." He says, I know he know a few songs, but I don't know whether he know enough to play for a party. They said, "Go get him." So they came, got me. They said, "You got to play for this party because we can't find no piano player." So I says, "Well, I don't know but 2 or 3 songs." They said, "Well, you play those 2 or 3 songs all night until the party's over, and then we'll pay you." And that was the beginning of it. Well, I'd say this: fiddler is no question about it. He's one of the greatest swingingest violinists in the world. There's no question about it. I mean, it's just been proven. He is. All the cats, it's a funny thing. The cats and the musicians, they know that he can handle the job, and there's no question about it. He is one of the swingingest fiddle players in the world. Well, I would describe fiddler's music as Southwest jazz. You see, I never knew fiddler in Oklahoma, but they had sort of they always got that feel, They gave you that feel, and they also gave you a beat. And if you listen to fiddler playing, you're going to get that beat and you're going to get that feel because they seem to have a great feel. Mm. Fiddler can play swing tunes, he can play the blues, he can play boogie woogie, and he can also play anything that you come up with. And the thing about it, in reference to that, during the time when Fiddler came along, I was a Fiddler and myself too, because he's only a few hours older than I am. Musicians had to learn how to play everything. And being in Kansas City, because you had all types of people in the town at that time, because Kansas City was wide open. And then Kansas City being a wide open town, you had to be able to play whatever request they came up with. And so that was also in Fiddler's favor. And Kansas City musicians, or musicians that came to Kansas City, found out they had to learn tunes and they had to learn things that they never dreamed that they would be playing. And speaking of Fiddler, Fiddler could swing. He could do anything. He could play the blues. He can even sing the blues. Oh well, it was just a meeting of the minds, because I liked his blowing, and I hoped he liked my blowing, and knowing really that the cat could swing too, and it was just a gas. It was just a gas uh, to blow together. Well, Capelli is quite a technician. There's no question about it. He has technique. You know what I mean? That's just insurmountable. You listen to the things that he do, and he's got to be a technician to do the things that he do. But then you start making the comparison, then you stop and think about he can't make you pet your foot like Fiddler can. Well, and speaking of the bird, I can only speak the best of the bird because I can remember the time when I first started my band. Bird used to rehearse the reed section. And when he was rehearsing the reed section, he was very particular about everything. I mean, the way the guys phrase and the way they attack their notes. And also, he wanted everybody to be on time for rehearsal. And he would really get perturbed when the guys would be late for rehearsal or some guy missed a rehearsal. And he would come to me and tell me, says, you're going to have to find this cat, man, because this cat didn't show up for rehearsal or this other cat was late for rehearsal. And I could always depend on Bird for that. And a lot of people never knew that side of Bird, which to me I'll never forget. Well, I'll tell you what happened. Bird played with the first big band I had in Kansas City. And we were on our way to Lincoln, Nebraska to play for a fraternity party up there. And, as you, during those days, as we went in automobiles, we traveled in automobiles, and as you go on the highway through the countryside, the farmers' chickens would run all out along the side of the highway. And they hit one or two chickens. And so Bird told the driver, says, hey, man, look out. You say you hit those 2 yard birds. Says, back up and let's go get those yard birds. So the guy backed the car up and Charlie went out to pick up the yard birds and took them on into Lincoln. And, during those days, we always stayed at private homes and things like that because we weren't accepted at hotels then. So he went to a private home, and the lady where he was staying, he asked her, he says, Miss, would you cook these 2 yard birds for me? He says, we hit them on the highway. And so from then on, we started calling him Yardbird.